Hello students, in this video I will explain to you how to write your first HTML code or generate or create your first HTML document, which contain two things only: text, which are the content, and HTML elements, as we can see here in this definition. HTML elements, always we call it tags. And here we have explanation and example about different tags that we can use in HTML document. So when we find open bracket and close bracket, that means this is HTML element, or what we call it HTML tag. This is the text or the content of this HTML element. So anything between two brackets is called tags. Others are the text and content we use inside the HTML document. So we can find here different examples, and just you need to make sure that sometimes we have nesting HTML elements. So here I started with the header one, which is h1, and here we have string. In addition to the here how we close these tags. So here we have the outer, this is the internal tag. So we start with the internal, then after that we close h1. So please make sure from that. Now regarding the structure of HTML document, always we start with HTML. Then inside HTML we have two sections. One is called head section and another one is called body section. So here you can find explanation about all the details of the sections and the HTML document. But for me, I need to give you example how to start writing the HTML code, and by using which editor. Now, very simply, we can open the notepad that we have it in Microsoft Windows. So we can use this notepad to write our HTML code and test our code. So just let me increase the size of the font. We can use here in this editor. Then we'll write the code. Now, the code that we want to write is for this page. So assume that I requested from you to design this page using HTML code. So how you could write the code in HTML. By the way, the code in HTML always is written from top to bottom. So what we have in the top, we have image. So we have to start to insert image into the page. Then we have header, then we have image. So always think about it to design the page using this method is top to bottom. Now, if you need to design this page, so what I need to write here in this editor, this is in Microsoft Windows, it's called Notepad. Just here in the search, type Node, you can find it here, Notepad, then click on it, it will be open it as I have it here. Now, very simply, to start with HTML, you can type HTML, and always when you open the tag in HTML, you need to close it. Then I have to close HTML. This is the first step you need to do to design your first HTML document. As I mentioned earlier, HTML, it has two sections. Now the first section is called head, and again we need to close head. Then I will not forget that. Then another section which is body. And of course we need to close the body tag. This is the structure of the HTML document. We have to start with HTML. Inside HTML we have two sections. One is called head, another one is called body. Now here always head section will be used for specify the title of the document, for example. So here the title of this document, I will say this is first, or your first HTML document. Then I need to close the title tag. Okay, this is your first HTML document. Sometimes, but this is not in our scope here, we will find links to CSS file, cascading style sheet, link to JavaScript file, some additional for example metadata will be included here inside this section. Now for our course we need to focus only on this, only information will be specified inside the head section, which is the title of the document that will be displayed on the browser, as we will see when we run this page. Now for the design, anything you need to put on the page, image, text, video, sound file, anything to design it must be written here inside the body section. Now as I mentioned, or as we have it in this example, the first thing we have it here is the image. So here what I'm going to do, I will, and of course I have the image. I will put the two image on the desktop here. Then I will, okay, I will use the name of the image, this one, of course, the image. Now how to insert image in HTML, I have to use the tag img, and then I need to specify the name of the image. The name of the image, I have it here, is ACA logo dot gif. I have it. Then just you need to close the tag. So now the image has been added. Then as in the design, I have this title, Adobe Certified Associate. So if I want to insert title, I have headers from 1 to 6. The biggest one is H1. Then I put the text. Then after that I close H1. So I finish from the second part. Then after that we have another image. So to do that, again I will use the same tag img, as this is the source. I will copy the name of the image. Sorry. So here this is the image name. Then I will back to the notepad. Okay. So I will put the name of the image, and the type of the image is JPG. Then I close the tag of the image. Then after that in the design, so let me put the design here on the code here. I have again another title, so I will copy it. I will use a smaller size. So in the top I use H1, here I will use H3. Then I copy the text, paste the text here, then H3. I have to close it. After that I have what? I have paragraph. So I copy the text of the paragraph, and then I will use the tag P to add paragraph into the HTML document. I paste the text, then I close P. Now if I want to wrap the text, then I can see everything here. Now after the paragraph I have another title, which is key benefits. So I will copy this text, then I will use again H3 for heading. Then I put the text. I close the tag. Then after that, what I have here what we call an ordered list for 3 points. Now to create an ordered list in HTML, I have to use UL. Then I will close UL. Now inside, how many points I have? I have 3 points. Each point will be defined using li, means list. Then I will copy this text. Then I will put the text here. After that I close the list. Sorry, I have to use /. Then this is the first point. The second point again is li, means list. Then I copy this text. I will put the text, then I close li. The last point here. Now look, everything is inside the tag ul, because here I'm defining an ordered list. So li, then I will copy the text, I will paste the text here, then I close li. So maybe put for the first one, okay, dot here. Now I finish from the unordered list. The last thing I have it at the bottom, we have this text line. So I can add it as a paragraph. So I will use paragraph here. I will put the text, then I end the line with paragraph. But I have I have link here. So how to create link, how to make this text as a link, which is a click here. Now to any text, if you want to convert it into a link, you have to use tag is called A, and you have to end the text with A. Now this one will be a link, click here. But for the open tag of A, we need to specify link to which website. So the website that I want to link with, I have it here. Let me just copy the link. Yes, it's here. Then let me back to the. So for example, I want to link with Google website. I will type here www.google. For example, here I want to link with Google. Let me link with Google. It's okay. Google.com. So when the user click on this text, click here, will open Google website. So to create a link, I have to use a tag, and the open tag, it has attribute, it's called href, and now this text I want to make only this text, I want to make it as a link, so I have to close a tag after the text. If you want the whole line as a link, to create it as a link, then you have to close it here before the paragraph tag, then the whole line will be as a text, but I want only this as a text. Now this is where to write the code using the notepad editor. As we can find here, I finish it from the design as showing here from top to bottom. This is the last line I already included. Now to save this file and test it with the browser, you have to do this: file, save as. You need to decide where you want to save the file. I will save it on the desktop. You have to change the save as file, save as type format, select all files, and here you have to give name to the file. For example, I will call it exercise 1, but you need to write .html. So please try to follow this. Go to file, save as, decide where you want to save the file, change save as type to all files, then write the file name, full name. This is the name, exercise 1 dot what, html. Then I will save it on the desktop. So when I back to the desktop, I will find now file is called exercise 1, and as you can find here with the icon, that means I can open it with the browser. So when I open the file, now as you can find here, the page is designed using the code that I wrote just now, and this is the title just now is mentioned, which is your first HTML document that we wrote inside the head section. So I hope it's clear how where to write the code of HTML, how to start writing the code of HTML. Very simply, just you need to open the notepad, then you need to write the structure of the HTML document first, HTML, then head, then body. Inside the head section only you need one thing, which is the title that you want it to be displayed on the browser, as we did here. This is your first HTML document, this is the title, and the whole design must be written inside the body section, as I did here from top to bottom. Thank you so much, and I wish you all the best.